I mean, if the person is lying, I mean, consistently, they just don't do what they say that they're going to do or something, then I'm like, either I need to figure out a way to tolerate it and work around it, or I need to disengage.
What if you're in the wrong, though, and you realize that in retrospect? How does a person approach you? I mean, have you ever been in a situation where you're like salty and it was your extroverted thinking that got triggered,
So I remember, so this has happened a couple of times. However, well, I would say it happens in two ways. One is with somebody that I am not that close to, but I know. And I call them on BS that doesn't turn out well. Because that's like a TE, like calling somebody in BS. Like you're just literally lying, like factually that's untrue. Like it's materially false. Like stop lying. Of course, most people are going to be offended by that. Even if they know that they're lying, they're still going to be offended. In those cases where I wasn't that familiar with the person, the weird thing was within 6 months, every person that we know in common was like, Dario, you were so right. That person is like completely manipulative and stupid or like whatever it was. So I feel very vindicated. On the other hand, when it's somebody closer to me, probably my TE is not as objective as it thinks it is. And then I end up being, and this is often happens with TE, cruel to the people immediately adjacent to us that we're close to. And then I'm like, it's very difficult. And the only way really to get through is for the FI person to be like very gently saying like, I'm a person too. Treat me like a person.
So even if the person it doesn't have introverted feeling, no matter what their type is, if they're engaged with somebody who's using extroverted thinking and that person
abusive way
is an abusive way, just a gentle reminder that they're engaging with a human, not an object.
Yeah. And then the question is, if the TJ person is like reasonably healthy or average, they will eventually respond to it. And I want to emphasize eventually, because they may not hear it the first 5 times. If they're unhealthy, they may not hear it in the first 5 years or 10 years, whatever it is. And then that the person in a way is like a monster to their immediate family and then like a community paragon to everyone else.
Right.
And then that's when there's that really strong disconnect. And then TJ types will really resist intervention in those cases. It's like because I believe that each of the 8 functions has like a superpower connected with the structure of the psyche itself. And for NI, it's the connection with the unconscious. And for TE, it's the defense of the ego.
Yeah.
And that's just like FE is always involving other people, like other psyches.
Yeah.
Each one of them has its thing.